Hello everyone, and welcome to our game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Valkyrie, and he's in the Halland, a tier 10 pan-European destroyer. He's on the map hotspot in a 3-point domination game. And this is a tier 10 battle, obviously, but there is just one tier 10 per team, and, well, it's him. So that's lovely. Although with the destroyer, I guess it doesn't matter that much. Now there are torps going for the Neptune, and goodbye Neptune. So that's a lovely start. Well, I mean, the friendlies have already lost 2 cruisers, so I guess not that lovely a start for the team as a whole. There are 4 destroyers, so we've got 1 destroyer for each cap, and Valkyrie here doing some flanking. And oh look, he's getting another torp there in the Soyuz. Isn't that nice? Now the friendlies control 2 caps, the enemy has 1, but you know, B is getting flipped by the enemy, and it looks like they might... Well, the Kagero is actually way too deep inside this cap. There's a Friesland here, and Friesland has Hydro, and there's a Baltimore here, and Baltimore has Radar. Meaning this Kagero should really be sticking... Is he getting farmed? Yeah, he should have been sticking to right here, this point of the island, basically. And then once he gets either radared or Hydro or whatever, he can just run and be safe. But the Kagero pushed deep into this cap for no other reason, and it's just nothing that you can do when the enemy has Hydro and Radar pretty close by. So anyway, the friendlies now are 1 cap and 2 ships behind, which isn't great, but we're still pretty early, so there is that. Valkyrie has some more torps going on the Soyuz. Now, flanking like this can be really strong, but obviously you need to be safe from things like planes and radar. Now, there is no carrier in this game. If there was a carrier, then this could be a horrible position. And if they had a radar here, then obviously this also wouldn't be possible. And those torps look quite nice. There is the torp reload expert activated. And well, the Soyuz is still floating, unfortunately. Now, we still have a Kagero that's coming here towards A. I'm not sure if why the Kagero isn't trying to take B with the Shetland around here. In a situation like this, personally, I would consider going back towards E cap, but he still has some very good torp opportunities here, so I guess Valkyrie will try to hopefully torp like the Vladivostok, and then he will go more towards the center. We don't know exactly where the Baltimore is, so he has to be a bit careful. But I mean, the Baltimore couldn't be hiding somewhere where the radar is a threat currently. But if he goes more towards like B from here, and he's been spotted. He's threading the line here because he can't really go much further away because there's a zone wall. So Valkyrie is trying to get as close as possible in order to launch these torps and make sure that they are gonna hit well. Oh, there is another torp reload expert. Obviously, he got a little bit too close, so he got detected, which gave the enemy Vladivostok a little bit of warning that torps were coming. But you know, he still got a few in there. Now, currently the friendlies are 2 ships behind, but they are quite behind on points. They are flipping A, it looks like, so the Kagero is doing a good job here. But once again, the Kagero might be making the same mistake the last the other one, Kagero 2, like the other destroyer did. He's sitting in radar range of the Baltimore, and I mean, his nose is pointing away, but he could have positioned himself slightly safer. Then again, for all I know, he has already baited the radar, and he is sure that the radar is currently on cooldown. Also, I guess he has the advantage of an E-gear pushing in here, so it might keep the enemies a little bit at bay and stop them from shooting him too much, even if he gets detected. And we've got some more torps going towards Vladivostok. Now this is ideal because the Vladivostok is trying to angle against a friendly push, which means he's sailing broadside towards those torpedoes. And I guess he's getting low anyway. But it's unlikely that the Vladivostok will angle at this point, but it looks like about 2 torp hits from the first salvo and maybe 2 more from the second. Well, I don't need 2 more from the second. Oh, the second would have hit with even more. Well, anyway. It's one enemy gone.
Requesting fire support.
Now the friendlies are looking a lot better now. They are only 1 ship behind. They have almost caught up on points and they control 2 cap zones. That key is going down rather soon, I would imagine. And the Soyuz went down as well. Yeah, the friendlies are taking the lead. Oh, they also lost the Soyuz. Still a pretty close battle, I suppose. But the friendlies do have kinda the flanks and the enemy has the center, although I mean, the flank at around C looks rather weak. There's basically just the Jutland and the Friedrich. Now, meanwhile, Valkyrie is approaching the B cap, and his next target is probably a Friedrich. Now, of course, Friedrich has Hydro, so there is always the chance that the Friedrich will have that running and detect them. Also, there are some friendlies here that he might have to be... Well, those torps are rather quick, but the Kagero is probably coming this way. If I were Valkyrie, I think I would have already torped a lot sooner. Those torps reload rather quickly. Now, he wants to get very close because it increases the chance of those torps to hit. Because there isn't much time for the enemy to maneuver from the launch until they reach the enemy ship. But those torps reload rather quickly, right? His torp reload is about a minute. So I feel like he could have, and they have quite a long range. I feel like he could have launched the salvo earlier, and then would have them probably ready again about now. Also, is the Friedrich just stopping right now? That would be a shame. Friedrich is also like decided to go. I mean, it makes sense, right? There's a friendly push coming in here, so Friedrich is going to angle against them and trying to sail closer to his... Well, actually, he doesn't have much friendly forces. Seaside, I guess. And the second launch... Oh, that looks like there's another torp reload expert. And a high caliber. Okay, so the Friedrich is on very low health. He's trying to probably set the fire or just finish off the Friedrich. Also with, well, he's got some island cover here to disappear. It's nice. 26 torpedo hits already. But you know, it's still rather close on. The enemy team has a lot of destroyers left. The thing is, the Halland is... not the best gunboat there is, and there are some friendly torps coming this way. Yeah, they are running out, okay. I mean, otherwise he could have just made it into this gap there. So the thing is, the Halland has 2 problems. It doesn't have the best DPM there is, and the Halland's turret layout is... You basically have to give broadside to use both of your guns and all of your firepower. And if you give broadside, you are very easy to hit. So, slowly whittling down this kit there. It is inside smoke. Yeah, okay, that kit survives. I mean, the kit might also have a heal ready, all we know. Now, Valkyrie still has all of his hit points, all of his heals. So this is looking rather good. Also, keep in mind that the only tier 10 destroyer that's around is the enemy Shimakaze, which isn't the best gunboat. Then again, in Shimakaze versus Halland, you can do quite well in a Shimakaze. The Shimakaze has 2 turrets in the back, which means if a Shimakaze is kiting away, the Shimakaze provides a small hard-to-hit target and can still use a lot of its gun power, while the Halland has to be full broadside and will get hit a lot in return. So honestly, if a Shima knows what it's doing, Shimas perform pretty well against Hallands, in my experience. But then it might just be that I've never encountered very good Hallands in my Shimakaze.
Torpedoes to port.
So, it's 2 against 3 currently. There is a Neptune coming this way, but oh, he's spotted it. This is bad, and Neptune's DPM is rather scary. And that Neptune can eat a Halland in, well, let's just say it can eat it very, very quickly. Now, on the bright side, he's going to sink this kid. And...
We destroyed their destroyer.
Oh yeah, the Neptune is shooting him. Now, the Neptune is disengaging here, which is good, because the Neptune could potentially have destroyed him here, it feels like. But the advantage is the friendly Monarch here, right? The Neptune, I think, is afraid of the Monarch. Obviously, the Monarch could just citadel a Neptune. So that Neptune tried to disengage there. And, well, the Neptune smoked up, but the only thing he has that could spot for him is the Shimakaze, and I'm not sure where the Shimakaze right now is. Now, the friendlies have a small points lead, but they don't have the capstones right now. So, Valkyrie has RPF, which means he can definitely hunt down this Shimakaze. Meanwhile, it looks like the Monarch is going to hunt for the Neptune. This really will depend, like, if the Neptune can get some torpedoes. Neptune in the open water against the Monarch, my money's on the Monarch, simply because a Neptune is rather easy to citadel and can't really angle. Meanwhile, it looks like the Shima, well, the Shima is probably trying to hope the Monarch or grab E here. So Valkyrie could just go for A, but then they would just trade the camps, and that would suit the enemy, I think, just fine. So he's going to hunt down this Shimakaze. And now, not sure how healthy the Shimakaze is. A lot of it depends on how skilled the enemy Shimakaze is, because keep in mind, as I've said, if the Shimakaze plays it well, it could totally win a gunfight against the Halland, in my experience. So it looks like the Shima launched all of her torps. This is also helpful because, you know, Shima torps problematic. And Shima is about the same health as the Halland, and he's trying to smoke here. Well, the Shima used... Honestly, the Shima should just, you know, be sailing away and using its rear turret. Also keep in mind, one of the advantages of like a Shima is the smoke screen, right? And the slowing down here has just made him an easier target to hit. So what you want to do in a Shimakaze in this case is you want to immediately turn away, go full speed, and then use your rear guards to shoot back. And the advantage of sailing away is that your smokescreen would deploy behind you. So if you're losing the gunfight, you can at any time just deploy a smokescreen and immediately disappear. And look at how much damage the Shima here just did, right? And keep in mind, the reason why the Shima is getting farmed so hard is because he's very easy to hit at this range, and the Halland can use all of its guns to just farm this Shima, right? Well, and since the Monarch dealt with the Neptune, this was immediately a victory here. But as I was saying, right, if the Shima would have sailed away, most of the Halland's shots would have missed, because sailing away Shima is a lot harder to hit, while the Shima could have still gotten most of her hits in. And this gunfight would have gone a whole lot different. But anyway, nicely done Valkyrie. He earned himself 2,158 base experience. He also achieved the devastating strike, a Confederate and a high caliber, scoring 215,000 points of damage and sinking 4 enemies. So yeah, the Kraken was not unleashed this time. And I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.